Welcome back to our channel. Welcome if you're new, Doba Dushli. Our names are Susan and Jeff, and we've been living here in rural Bulgaria for the last 10 years. There's a familiar saying that the kitchen is the heart of the home, but in Bulgaria it's even more than that. People in rural Bulgaria have been traditionally very self-sufficient, and indeed they still are. This is where people preserve their harvests from the garden ready for winter. Traditionally, they would have made their own cheese from their own milk. They would have butchered and cured their own meat, and they still to this day make their own wine and rakia from their own sun-ripened grapes and plums. The kitchen wasn't just for cooking, it was for survival, and also for passing down skills from one generation to the next. The hearth in particular was renowned as a sacred place both culturally and spiritually. We visited some Bulgarian period properties and we've drawn on inspiration from Pinterest. These are some images we've collected for inspiration. This is the kind of traditional rustic style kitchen that we love, and the kind that we're trying to recreate in our own home. Luckily, the Bulgarian kitchen we inherited was perfect for the look we were going for. Open beams and a large fireplace with a wood burner where we can also cook in winter is just what we wanted. Problems with the existing kitchen include the fact that we could not fit a full-sized oven due to this plinth that runs around the floor of the kitchen. There's also not enough worktop space and not enough cupboard space. Kitchen is also a little bit too modern, so I'd like to recreate some of the original rustic charm. We will be repurposing all of the cabinetry, and we have been shopping the house for anything we can find that goes with our vibe. We're working on a very tight budget, so we will be repurposing as much as we can. The first thing Jeff had to do was to rip out the old kitchen.
Today I'm going to start dismantling the kitchen because unfortunately we don't have a lot of worktop space, and we want to extend a countertop here and one on the other side. As you can see underneath here, the house has been underpinned because they've dropped the floor level, because these rooms used to be for the livestock and for storage, so the floor was up here. So they've had to put the strengthening in to support the walls, but it does mean then that the kitchen units cannot go all the way back. I'm going to bring the cooker out and put it at an angle across the corner, which means I can move the cooker hood around, so we have more worktop space behind it, and it also means then that we can use this plug socket, which for some reason is put in above the hob, makes it unusable.
So the second thing that Jeff is doing is making some butcher block countertops. As always, he's very good with his DIY, and he's doing it really cheaply with this rough wood. So you're putting glue on these. You're going to put the glue all along, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you're going to clamp them together, yeah?
Yeah.
Why is it so staggered?
So the other worktop runs into it.
Oh, like a dovetail.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's so clever. You've made that as a measuring device, yeah?
blending a bit better. I'm just fixing wall battens around the walls to carry the edge of the worktop, because we're moving the units out to give us more worktop space. So obviously there's gaps behind now which need to support the worktops. So the worktops will have something to bear on at the back.
Next, Jeff put all of the cupboards where they're going to go when the kitchen is complete. So we've reused all of the cupboards, including that one in the corner that was actually under the sink. So Jeff's now going to nail the worktop on the underside now that the glue is set. Alright, so I bet it's quite heavy. Oh wow. Oh, that'll be lovely when it's sanded and oiled. So that's the first worktop in situ. It's very hot at the moment for our dogs. Everyone's panting. Hiya, baby.
This is a bit of the old kitchen splashback that I've taken out, and I'm going to cut this piece off and repurpose it for a shelf in the new kitchen. This is going to be the shelf for the space unit. This space unit didn't have a shelf, so I've put a couple of timber supports in, and now's the moment of truth. We'll try it that way. One thing we were short of in our kitchen was storage.
Now Jeff has made all 3 pieces of worktop and we're ready to insert the sink. We've managed to find an antique looking sink from So Jeff's IKEA. Using his jigsaw to cut out the hole for the sink.
I've got to draw. The jigsaw can't turn around corners, so I have to do the drill holes.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be just a tad too short.
Wow. Brilliant. Brilliant. Now that the worktops are in place, I can help with the final sanding and oiling. This is the best bit. And now my favourite part. I can dress the kitchen and give you a final tour. The hearth was traditionally seen as a sacred space, connecting the family to their ancestors, as well as being a central focus of the kitchen. We just love our wood fire, especially in winter. And of course it's a symbol of self-sufficiency and slow living, and the dogs love it too. Clay plates and dishes, very symbolic of Bulgarian cooking and rusticity. Though the kitchen is small and a little crooked, it symbolises to us a return to self-sufficiency, slow living and simple life. Believe it or not, we've managed to purchase a number of these traditional looking items from Temu. I've put an affiliate link in the description box. If you don't already shop with Temu, then you can get a large discount. To find the traditional Bulgarian items, just type Bulgarian into the search bar. We still need some tiles for a splashback, and I would love to replace all the handles to make them more antique looking, but for now I'm very happy with the final result.